The governor issues a stay-at-home order for all of Montana, plus the state marks its first COVID-19 death. What both these things mean, coming up.
Due to increasing coronavirus concerns, more businesses in Gallatin County are added to the list starting tonight that will have to close. I'm Cody Boyer with the reasons why and the details.
6:29 now, back here on Montana This Morning. Chet Lehman, Caitlin Corbett, Matt Elwell. Chilly out there, but West Yellowstone is really feeling it this morning.
It's cold in West Yellowstone. Yeah, temperatures across the area remain fairly cool. I want you to look at the state map and look at the difference. 4 below in West Yellowstone. We've been near 30 in Billings. Bozeman's solidly in the 20s. Most area temperatures locally into the teens and 20s, with the exception of West Yellowstone in that frigid range. The clouds have been in and out of our skies throughout most of the morning. Look how beautiful that sunrise.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
it's going to be fabulous. I do expect to see a decent amount of cloud cover today, not without a fair amount of sunshine from time to time as well, though. Temperatures still struggling a bit. We'll talk about how that's going to change from the Billion Auto Weather Patio coming up in about 10 minutes or so.
And unlike any other day this week, you can see it. There's no fog.
Yeah,
there's no
no
fog.
It's multiple inches
not a
of
lot
snow,
of ice.
so it looks like you'll be okay out there, man.
Yeah.
6:30 now. Unfortunately, our top story this morning, the first death in Montana from a coronavirus patient. Montana Governor Steve Bullock's office sent the news a little after 8:30 last night.
The governor said in his press release, quote, "I'm heartbroken to learn of Montana's first death due to COVID-19. Especially during these times, Montana truly is one big small town. This news hits us hard." Local county public health officials are still in the process of contacting family members. No additional information is available right now.
By the way, the state of Montana has confirmed 90 COVID-19 cases so far. As of this morning, Park County says on its Facebook page that it has confirmed its first COVID-19 case. A person with infection is recovering at home. According to the Montana Response COVID-19 case map, Lincoln County, Glacier County reporting their first cases. 2 more cases confirmed in Cascade County, bringing the total there to 5. Lewis and Clark County confirming another 2 cases, 5 in that county as well. Yellowstone County rises to 13 cases. Gallatin County, unfortunately, leading the state with 38 cases. Silver County has 5.
6:31 now. Montana will soon officially be under a shelter-in-place or stay-at-home order to prevent the spread of coronavirus. Excuse me, Governor Steve Bullock made the announcement yesterday afternoon. MTN's Mike Dennison has the latest from the Capitol.
At about 4:45 p.m. here in the Capitol on Thursday, Governor Bullock made the announcement that Montana will now be under a shelter-in-place or stay-at-home order. This order will take effect beginning just after midnight on Saturday morning and will extend for now until April 10th. What does that shelter-in-place, stay-at-home order mean? It means that everyone is supposed to stay at home, obviously, unless they are running an essential business or have an essential activity outside. The governor has put out a list that kind of delineates what these essential activities are that will be allowed. Governor Bullock noted that he came to the decision after consulting with healthcare professionals and others. The hospitals around the state are among those urging the governor to take this action. He also pointed to the current number of cases in the state right now. As of Thursday afternoon, we have reached 90 cases, up from a single one just 13 days ago and just up from 70 just yesterday. 38 of those are in Gallatin County, so that's where the biggest growth has been. The governor did place an ending date of April 10th, but he has the power to extend that. Toward the end of his presentation, he said he'd rather be accused of overreacting than having our healthcare system in Montana overrun. I'm Mike Dennison at the Capitol. Back to you in the studio.
And you can find that list of essential jobs on our website.
Also, Gallatin City County Health Department officials say within the last few days, a significant number of new COVID-19 patients had no history of travel. Officials say this is evidence that the virus is spreading through the community through contact. At the Board of Health's regular meeting, officials urge residents to stop meeting in groups and to keep practicing social distancing. Healthcare workers are working around the clock to investigate contact tracing in order to catch all of the virus's spread.
It is vital that we work together to create a distance that defeats this virus so that our healthcare workers are able to treat our loved ones and neighbors, our mothers and fathers,
Board of Health voted to add more businesses to the list of closures.
Yeah, it's all part of the growing concern and effort to stop the spread of COVID-19. MTN's Cody Boyer breaks down the update.
As of this rule, all personal care businesses, including barbershops, will have to close their doors for now.
For the last 2 weeks, I've learned to never say never.
To Gallatin City County Health Officer and Board of Health member Matt Kelly, the COVID-19 tunnel is about to get longer.
It is unlikely that we're going to see a resolution here in the next week or two.
The list of closures will officially grow, now including tanning salons, barber shops, and other museums. Kelly says it's about finding balance, keeping healthcare workers safe, ready to answer an unprecedented call.
I think there's a balance here. We can't regulate entirely our way out of this. There is a need for people to take personal responsibility.
And we have a chance now for our team to overwhelm our systems, if that balance possible.
Kelly says the amendment will take effect at 9 p.m. Thursday and last until at least April 17th. But as fluid as the situation, he adds it could take longer.
Stay home if you can. Know that we're going to get through this together. It's going to last longer than we want, but we'll get there.
According to the Board of Health, there are some exceptions that will be made to this emergency rule, at least for now, excluding physical therapists and chiropractors from having to close, at least for the time being. In Gallatin County, Cody Boyer, MTN News.
Time now 6:35. According to the Gallatin County Sheriff's Office, mental health related calls to its dispatch center spiked between March 6th and the 24th.
Yeah, unfortunately, the reason could be a sign of the times.
The numbers are alarming. In just 18 days, the Gallatin County Sheriff's Office received 111 calls for service relating to mental health issues. And of those calls, 35 were suicide threats, 9 were suicide attempts, and 3 were completed suicides. And those numbers don't even include calls to hospitals or other agencies.
I'm on a communication with sheriffs around the state every day. Not only are mental health calls going up and suicide attempts, but also domestic abuse, those types of situations. You put 2 and 2 together and we know exactly why.
What's driving those numbers up is the coronavirus outbreak. People are anxious and wanting answers.
The more you're secluded and the more you're away from your normal routine, and then you add fear and anxiety onto that, I think it's just human behavior that some people have difficulty coping and dealing with that.
Sheriff Gukin reminds everyone the Sheriff's Department is still open for business and mental health services are still open for business. You can call the Help Center at 586-3333, the Western Montana Mental Health Center at 556-6500, or just call 211.
That was MTN's Kevin Stanfield. By the way, one final note, Sheriff Goodkin says the rise in mental health related calls for service not only happening in Montana, but across the nation as well.
Time now is 6:37. The Montana Office of Public Instruction has been working on ways to support school districts as they respond to COVID-19 closures. MTN's Jonathan Ambarian talked to Superintendent Elsie Arnson about the steps they've already taken.
Montana Superintendent of Public Instruction Elsie Arnson says the response to coronavirus has brought unprecedented changes for schools in the state.
Now we are remote learning across our state, and that looks so unique, from a very small setting, very rural school, to a very large school setting that we have.
She says the Office of Public Instruction has been in regular contact with school districts, administrators, teachers, and others since Governor Steve Bullock announced on March 15th that public schools would close. Arnson said her office has been working on securing a series of waivers to make sure school districts have flexibility to respond. One of the first waivers from the U.S. Department of Agriculture allowed districts to distribute school meals to go. Another from the state gave more flexibility in transportation funding.
What that means then, meals can be delivered with a school bus. Packets of information from teachers can be delivered, as well as we can have technology being delivered.
On Thursday, the State Board of Public Education met to consider officially asking the federal government for a waiver from standardized testing requirements.
It's a constraint at this point in time in delivering remote education.
The changes could also have an effect on high school students, especially those close to graduating. OPI and the Montana University system already announced juniors will be able to take the ACT free in the fall instead of the spring. Arnson said they are working with other states to make sure the change doesn't harm students looking to go to college out of state. When it comes to graduation, she said school boards will have the authority to waive some of the requirements if necessary.
I believe that is a perfect model of not just allowing one or two students that unique opportunity, but it could be an entire graduating class.
In Helena, Jonathan Amberian, MTN News.
Arnson said she will also be closely watching any legislation passed by Congress that will provide additional support for education. Governor Bullock's school closure order currently runs through April 10th. Meantime, people all over Gallatin County answering the call for help during this time, including printing 3D masks for hospitals in the area. One man realized he could help health personnel with their mask shortage by using a tool he already had, and he says he's doing only a small piece in a bigger puzzle.
Mask is pretty interesting how they designed it. Basically, there's a filter company in Billings that creates these custom-sized filters that is appropriate for hospital use. And in this little unit here, just kind of goes in the front of the mask, and then the filter goes over the top of it. All I'm interested in doing is just participating as one little small part of a bigger puzzle.
And the layouts for those 3D masks can be found on billingsclinic.com.
Some more positive news to pass along here at 640. Employees at Dubuque Starbucks have been giving away extra milk and pastries to those in need in order not to waste any of their leftover food.
We've been passing out the pastries that are, still not expired that we still have to sell, but we have so much of it, so we've been passing it out to, friends, our community, just kind of doing a little bit of some outreach.
Just a reminder, Starbucks in Butte open from 7 in the morning to noon for drive-through service only.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
And Starbucks does have some pretty good snacks.
There you go. Their scones are good.
Yeah, their scones are good. They have some good egg sandwiches, things like that,
More food.
Back to food. We're already back to food. We haven't even gotten into the break. That's like, can you guys stop already? We're not even in the break and we're talking about food.
Oh no.
We're going to go to break now so we can talk more about food. But ahead on Montana this morning, today brings us one step closer to a huge economic package for coronavirus. But what's left to be done before you get your money?
We'll tell you that next, but here's what's coming up at 7 o'clock on CBS This Morning.
Good morning to you. Ahead on CBS This Morning, here are emotional stories from some of the Americans among the record number of people who have filed for unemployment last week. Also, as countries around the world try to contain this coronavirus, we talk with Americans stuck abroad. They are trying to get home. Plus, we speak exclusively with Facebook CEO, that's Mark Zuckerberg, and his wife, Priscilla Chan, about their role fighting the virus. And our panel of experts will answer your questions on health and finance. There's a lot to discuss as we live through this pandemic. We'll see you 7 o'clock on the dot.